Today I spent time at the grave of Robert James Arnold, who, I was happy to learn, spent his professional life as a painter. Robert was born on November 20th, 1849 in the township of Vaughan to Robert and Margaret Jane Arnold. His father, Robert, had left the United States with a brother in the wake of the American Revolution with a family of United Empire Loyalists. They first settled in New Brunswick before moving to Upper Canada. By 1871, when Robert was 22 years old, he was listed in census records as a carriage painter. Back when horses and wagons ruled transportation, this was a highly specialized trade. As period manuals state, a carriage painter's chief goal was to protect a vehicle from the elements and the, quote, remorseless tooth of service, ultimately transforming utility into art. It was a grueling multi-week process of chemistry and patience. Painters mixed and ground their own pigments in those days, working up to 24 layers of paint, transparent glazes, and slow-drying varnishes onto the wood. Each layer was scrubbed and scoured with a wet pumice stone to achieve a flawless, glass-like luster that could survive the jarring nature of dirt roads. A carriage painter had to be a master of the brush, a skilled striper, letterer, and decorator. Whether applying brilliant vermilions and yellow wheels to a public stagecoach or executing fine scroll work, they often relied on their own artistic judgment to ornament vehicles, quote, neat and tasty. Robert brought that mature judgment and keen eye for harmony to his trade right here in Barrie. He met Christina Turner Hall, a Scottish woman who came to Canada in 1861, and they married in Orillia in 1874. They went on to raise a family of 3 sons and 4 daughters. However, Robert's life came to a rapid end when he contracted tuberculosis. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, tuberculosis was one of the most feared afflictions on the planet, often referred to by haunting pseudonyms like consumption, the White Death, or the wasting disease. The name consumption came from the way the illness seemed to literally consume the body from the inside out, causing severe weight loss, a hollow-eyed pallor, and a relentless bloody cough. Before the discovery of antibiotics and effective treatments, a diagnosis was essentially a slow-motion death sentence. It struck down people of all ages, spreading easily through households and crowded communities, leaving families completely helpless as they watched their loved ones gradually decline with no hope for a cure. Robert eventually died of tuberculosis on December 8, 1893. He was just 44 years old. Christina would go on to survive him by 46 years. Following his death, she eventually moved down to Toronto. She witnessed the world completely transform from the horse-drawn era her husband painted to the age of the automobile, dying in her 83rd year in 1939. Her remains were buried in St. John's Norway Cemetery in the Beaches in Toronto. Capturing Robert's monument today isn't just about drawing stone. It's about honoring a craftsman who spent his short life turning utility into beauty.